Married at First Sight Season 19, Episode 11. This is the second part of Episode 11. Hey, if you're new here, my name is Janice. Welcome. And to my returning cousins, hey, I absolutely love you. Hey, cousins. Thank you so much for your love and your support. Thank you for the comments on the videos. Thank you so much for watching. I want to know, what do you think of Married at First Sight this season? We shall see. So yesterday we ended at Belinda talking to Jalen about Chad having a fit about the recording, and the producers told them that they were not recording today and that Belinda had to go get her hair done, and then Chad just thought he was going to have a free day to kind of relax and unwind, and he kind of went off. Belinda was a little surprised, and I said I wanted to do that separately because in the first half of episode 11, I just had a real issue with Belinda not understanding that Chad might want to have some alone time to unwind in the evening. She was upset about him just coming to sit with her for a few minutes, but then he'll just get up and go in the living room and unwind. And I would think for an almost 50-year-old woman, you would think for some people, they need that time to unwind. And I don't understand why Belinda is having this issue of he just want to unwind alone. Okay, y'all gonna end up in the bed together anyways. Okay, and of course, I believe in balance. I shared how when my husband would get home, I would greet him. I would maybe give him a glass of wine or ask him if he's ready for dinner. And sometimes we would eat, if he was getting home early enough, we would eat together. But sometimes it gets home late and I would just leave him. Okay, that's one of the things I learned from the older church ladies. Leave your husband. When you come home, give him some time to unwind. Okay, don't be bombarding him with issues and stuff like that. And then, I might come back down later. You ready for dinner or whatever? So it got to the point where my husband would come home and of course he's on MSNBC watching it all evening. And by the time he gets upstairs, I'm asleep. So what we talked about in the marriage counseling is you come home, unwind for an hour, watch TV for an hour, relax for an hour, and then you need to go upstairs and connect with Janice, okay? So I just don't understand why Belinda do not have an issue, do not understand why Chad want to unwind alone. So we're going to pick up on the second part of episode 11 where, Chad was being fatigued about them wanting to record them that day. Chad, you signed up for the show. You understood, well, I hope you understood that the cameras were going to be following you around. They want to record you. Though, I'm with Chad in that you told me I was not recording. So because you told us we were not recording, I have other things planned. Whatever he's doing, and Belinda is doing her here, and she didn't have a problem with recording. So I do have a problem with that, and I understand Chad's point of view. However, as a man who is to be the head of the house, the head of the family, I would think whatever happens, you can adjust. Okay? You'll be able to adjust. And it doesn't seem as if Chad is able to do that. So I have a problem with men who are not able to make that transition. Because again, you're going to be the head of the home and the head of the family. So stuff is going to happen where you just need to be able to make that adjustment in a second and do what you need to do. You can't sit down, talk about, and having a beef because something has changed. One of the cousins in the comments, let me give her a shout out. She mentioned that Chad was in the military. I don't think I knew that about him. And so that makes it even worse, in my opinion, that he's not able to make that adjustment. Let me see. That kind of make it a little bit worse, unless, he has some challenges. Okay. Aride, Every day, 4510. She said, Chad is a combat veteran and I understand his sensitivity to noise. He requires a peaceful environment. There is no problem with that. Belinda is not into him. Okay, so she's talking about how he said that he's just not used to living in an apartment building where there are people above you, underneath you, so on and so forth. And so he's sensitive to noise. I get that. I can definitely understand that. Okay. So let's go ahead and see what's happening in part 2 of episode 11 and see where they end up. And then I want to know what you think. So let's watch this little part with Belinda.
Chad told me that we're not filming tomorrow. So we decided to call and make a hair appointment. And it turns out we are filming. So Chad got home from work and he just got upset and started like texting producers what's going on with the schedule. Belinda's made appointments. And I was like, you don't have to include me in the text. And he's
okay. So right there, he said we're not filming tomorrow. So I'm not sure is him saying we're not filming tomorrow, or they got a schedule that says you're not filming tomorrow. So I'm not exactly sure. Okay. So now Belinda's upset because he didn't include her in the text of him texting the producers. Turn this off. And so she's gonna say something that I'm like, Belinda, you're not ready for marriage, boo-boo. Okay. She ain't ready for marriage.
Like, what does it matter if I'm adding you in the text? Like, you're my wife. And I'm like, I know, but I don't have any issue with it. And just kind of escalated.
Tell him, if you have an issue with these things, that's okay. That is your opinion and that's your issue. And like, do not include me on that. This stuff doesn't bother you.
It does.
So now you're getting marital advice from your daughter.
That's all it is. Make it very clear that after this, I need to know that like you're not going to speak for me. I can speak for myself.
I am definitely.
Your 27-year-old daughter is telling you to tell your husband, you've had a husband before, that your husband is not going to speak for you. You could speak for yourself. You're not ready to get married, Belinda, because your husband does speak for you. We speak for each other. I don't understand this idea of, oh, you don't speak for me. Yes, he does. So you don't have a problem with filming. He has a problem with filming. Where is the middle ground? Because there needs to be a middle ground. And apparently you love being in front of the camera, which fine. This is what they signed up for. This is what they're doing. I don't have a problem with that. Okay. But I just thought it was interesting when Jalen told her, tell him he don't speak for you. He gets home, find out they are filming, and he's texting people and say, well, what's going on with the schedule? So apparently they did have a schedule. So now they want to change up the schedule with him. But my problem is, if you told me I was not filming, then I get home from work and I'm exhausted and tired. Now I need to film. On the other side, I'm like, okay, Chad, you're the man, you're the head of family. You're supposed to be able to make that switch and say, okay, this is what we are going to do, or this is what we're not going to do. Okay. So Belinda said that's showing her a different side of Chad, and it's a turnoff. Personally, and I've said this from the beginning, I don't really think Belinda really likes him. And I feel bad about what I'm about to say. I know, cousins, know that I feel really bad about what I'm about to say. I think that Belinda is one of those women who do not want a good man. I think she you know how some girls, they don't want good boys, good guys. They want the thug, the dude in the street running guns and drugs and all that. I think Belinda's one of those women. I just felt that from her. Like, she's one of those women who, you know, read between the lines. She don't want somebody who's really going to treat her with respect and love and adore her. I think she one of those women who prefers the dudes in the street. That's what I get for her. And I also get that she's been trying to look for reasons to not be with Chad. And mind you, I am not saying that Chad is this big, wonderful guy, but I'm just saying it just seemed like Belinda would prefer to be with a man who's mistreating her. That's the safe word. What you think, Tony? So, cousins, we go over to Megan and Derek, and they're talking about, the non-alcoholic wine, and then the doctor of 14 weeks. You could show that. She said, and he said, you're probably going to be shown by then. She says, I think I'm already in. How you showing? And you just got pregnant. How you showing? How are you showing and you just got pregnant? I wasn't even showing at 3 months, and I'm not as skinny as Megan. I was a little thick. I was 155. At 3-4 months, people didn't even know I was pregnant. But you just got pregnant and you're showing already, Megan? I told y'all she was pregnant before she came on the show. That is not Derek's baby. That is not Derek's baby. Girl. So it's Will's birthday, and Brittany set up a little get-together. Well, not really get-together, but lunch with Will's mom and Will for his 31st birthday. It was cute. I liked the conversation. A few things she said that I really liked and appreciated was she was like, you have to get to know a person, and you cannot have a 5-hour dinner or lunch with someone and talk to them and think you know them. And I was like, thank you. Because I hear that a lot, right? You go out with somebody for dinner, you just met a stranger, you're like, oh my God, I feel like I've known him my whole life. No, boo-boo, that is a spirit, and you need to nip that in the bud. She also says to do little things. Will says he really doesn't like his birthday. His dad was always sending little notes and cards, and I think those things are cute. And she said, show appreciation to each other. Show that you appreciate each other, say little things and little notes. And I think that's one of the things I appreciate that too. This is what I'm talking about. The older woman giving good advice. Okay. And I think that's one of the things my father in the faith, Pastor Bradshaw, taught is it's the little things that count, like say thank you. I really appreciate it. My husband loves to cook, so he'll cook lunch or bread or whatever. And then in turn, I was like, oh, thank you. It's delicious. If he makes something and I take it for lunch by 2 o'clock, if I don't text her, say, oh, lunch was like, did you break what you worked for lunch? Was it good? Did you like it? But it's just the little things that you do, leaving little notes. When my husband is traveling, he doesn't travel as much as he used to, but before I would make little notes and put it in his socks. So every day he would have a new note from us. And, just the little things that you do for each other. Do not being complacent, but just keep the fires burning, if you know what I mean. And appreciate each other and just say thank you and do little things for each other, like when Chad went to the grocery store and saw flowers, picked it up for Belinda. She's like, who are those for? She's not just be treated well. So I love the little luncheon with Will's mom, and she gave a lot of great advice. So now, honey, we are over at Belinda and Chad, and the sugar honey iced tea is about to hit the fan. So they're out having lunch, and Chad said, Belinda asked Chad how was his day. He said it was great. He had 6 meetings today. See, 6 meetings. So when you come home, you're kind of tired, and that he talked with a friend of his he has to talk with in a long time. It was nice to talk. He's extremely frustrated with the show. He's done with the show. And Belinda says, well, this what's wrong? This is how we met, Chad. This is how y'all met. You signed up for 8 weeks. You signed up to be recorded. He said, I'm a combat veteran. I'm used to being in charge. I'm done being talked to like a child. And I don't know about that, because when you hear what the producers are saying, it sounds really nice. You just need to comply because this is what you signed up for. Okay. And I just don't maybe he didn't understand. Maybe they didn't explain it to him. But again, it goes back to you're the man. So this is what we need to do to get through this situation. So I'm with Belinda on this part here, because I just feel like this is how you met. You needed to be recorded. Just count it down. 10 more days. 8 more days, and then it's all gonna be over. So I can guess they did a lot of cut and clipping with Chad because he just did not want to be bothered. And from previous people who's been on the show, they talk about how long and they've been recording for 8 and 9 hours for the day. So I understand, Chad, but this is what you signed up for. You signed up for this. This is how you met. So I don't know what you want. And I wanted to show you this part because it seems as if Chad is drunk. Okay. Look and tell me if you don't think he's drunk.
With being talked to like I'm a goddamn child. The process, to be quite frank, has been a pain in the ass.
Just let us know when we're ready.
Oh, no. Chad's about.
Oh, no. Chad is done. Chad looks drunk. Okay.
I'm done. I hate this filming shit. The damn mic's off so we can get ready for bed, please. We're done.
Oh, Lord. No, I wouldn't want to be with somebody like that. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't want to do it.
It's difficult at this age and stage of my life because I'm accustomed to being in charge.
But you signed up for the show. You signed up to be married at first sight and recorded for 8 weeks. Do you not know what you signed up for? Did you not read the contract? Huh? You didn't read the contract. You didn't know you was going to be recorded.
My life is not up to them. Our life is not up to them.
No, just 8 weeks of it. 8 weeks of your life is up to the producers, Chad.
I'm not going to rearrange my schedule.
Yes, you have to rearrange your schedule to record the show because that's what you signed up for.
It's driving me crazy. It's creating anxiety that I don't need.
I understand that. However, count the days down.
I'll be absolutely thrilled when we're in our own environment and we're dealing with our own lives and we're on our own time.
Yeah, we got to get there. You got to get there, Chad. But right now, you're not there. You need to record for another week or two.
This hit me in the gut, and I don't know how to deal with it. And I've been trying to be as accommodating as possible, and I've been trying to tell clients, I got to change this, and I got to do this. I'm not doing that anymore.
Okay, so
just for a few more days, Chad. I understand, but for a few more days, you signed up for this. Maybe they should replay the video of them telling you what you're signing up for and how you need to do this for 8 weeks. Maybe that's what they need to do. Play the video back to you.
help me understand. When you say you're not doing anymore, are you just not going to do any of this anymore? Like, what are you doing?
Based on what they sent us today, I will base my life on that schedule. If they step outside of that schedule,
he's drunk. He's drunk. You could tell.
Tough shit. We're done.
You're done, is what you're saying. Not we're done. You said we're done.
I'm done with their filming.
You're done. That's what I'm saying. You add we, and I'm not saying, oh, I'm done if the schedule moves around. I don't want you speaking for me.
Oh, Lord, here we go. Here they go. Here it is. Here they go.
I'm not bothered by it. You're bothered by it. And I want you to speak on your behalf, not on my behalf.
Okay, so I will back you out of that. But I'm tired of it. I'm sick of it.
He's drunk. Chad is done. Chad is done. And he's drunk. Okay. Because you signed up for this. This is how y'all met, Chad. There's only 8 days to go, a week and a half, maybe. Let's just go ahead and finish it.
I think they're driving and they're trying to create wedges.
Thank you, Chad. I totally agree with that. Because all season I've been looking for the wedge, okay? I've been looking for the wedge all season. And I think Chad, ooh, I'm going to message Chad, honey. Because Chad is telling the truth. He said they're trying to drive wedges. In other words, they're trying to create conflict where there is no conflict. But Chad, you did sign up for 8 weeks of this show, sir. Okay?
So you think you and I were brought together so that we could have wedges put between us?
I think you and I are not going to let that happen. I don't think they're driving a wedge between us. I'm talking about between Jalen and Josh.
Oh, Lord. Jalen and Josh. So the whole issue of Jalen and Josh, Jalen said, Josh said,
How can you speak for them?
I'm not speaking for them. What I'm saying is what they told me.
They're all doing fine.
Well, they're trying to do fine. I texted Josh and
you see how Belinda's trying to shut him down? You see how Belinda's trying to shut him down? Because they lied to Chad about Josh, or there's some kind of conflict, and they're trying to create conflict, which, you know, it's the show. We do need some conflict and drama because I've been half asleep all season, okay? We're going to end here with this.
Josh's language today was different than what you're telling me.
I would be more than happy to talk to Jalen and Josh to find out if that's
how tell it, Chad. Tell it. Go ahead, Chad.
feel, because I know they don't.
I'm not trying to create a battle between us over them. I'm just saying I'm not going to play that game anymore. I love you, and I'm so glad I met you. But
wow, y'all. This is scandalous.
I don't give a fuck about this show.
This makes me take steps back. Like I just don't even know.
Guess that's fair. I'm done with it.
He is so drunk, y'all. His speech is like, I don't know with him.
Not done with you. Hopefully, you're not done with me.
Belinda's done. Belinda is done, Chad. She is done. So I'm going to end it right there so we could keep the conversation about Chad and Belinda. Tell me, what do you think about what we saw, what we heard? Cousins, make sure you are subscribed. Just check the because there's a lot of stuff going on with YouTube. If you're new here, I hope you like the review. And if you feel like subscribing, please be sure to subscribe and leave a comment for me. I absolutely love y'all. I appreciate everything you've done. Come on back for the other part. You know, this is how I got to do it until I get through it. I love you. Let me know what you think. Talk to you later. Bye.